I think that feels like a nice package there.
Yeah.
Wow, look at those phones light up. It's Felger and Maz on 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Clevenger, 2-2 coming. Swing and a miss that ends the ball game. Red Sox strike out for the 15th time. The Sox fall to 12 under 500. They go to 1-4 on the trip. That's how it ends. There was an embarrassing strikeout achievement today, and they get swept here at Tropicana Field.
Real quiet for 7. I know they exploded in that 8th, 9th inning, started hitting some long balls. 3 home runs the last couple innings, just a little bit too late. It was a costly 2-run homer by Mullins. And again, the bottom third of the order absolutely killed you today, the Boston Red Sox. The Rays just got on base, knocked in runs, scored runs, and unfortunately, he gets swept down here in Tampa. It's a good ball club, the Rays.
Thoughts on the Red Sox at this hour?
This is the worst they've been since COVID in terms of games under 500. So, and that should tell you something, because that year was a freaking disaster. And, that might have been the worst baseball. And it was kind of an asterisk kind of year for lots of reasons. But that might have been the worst baseball in COVID that we've seen ever
now
from the Red Sox. And this is close. So this game today, Murray's right about the fake runs. Our buddy Matt the Stat sent this email yesterday. Did you see this? That they lead the majors in runs scored in the 9th inning. And you know why?
Because the games are over. Because
they're so far behind. The other team's got some scrub on the mound, and the Red Sox are going to score meaningless runs. They got 4 runs in the 8th inning today when they were down 5-0. Raffaella hit a 3-run home run. As soon as it got to 5-4, I said to Murray, if they're going to be true to form, the Red Sox will give up a run or 2 in the bottom of the 8th. They gave up 2. So now they're down 7-4, and they score another meaningless run in the 9th. Lose 7-5. Looks like it was a close game. It wasn't. They were never in it. They struck out 15 times. 13 times to the Tampa Bay starter in the first 7 innings. They were never really in the game. Never.
So their run differential is -14. That might be the most misleading run differential stat in all of Major League Baseball. Again, you saw it today. And so I didn't see Matt's email either. I said to Maz during a commercial break, I'm like, how many fake runs does this team have this year where they're not getting meaningful hits in the middle of the game when they're actually still in it, but they're piling on when they're out of it? And it's so out of whack. Like this today, if you looked at it, just looking at the box score, like, well, it was a close competitive game. It wasn't.
So this is the email he sent yesterday, June 9th, 2 p.m. Okay? In perfect 2026 Red Sox fashion, and he writes this. The team leads all of baseball in runs scored in the 9th inning, but they're 0-34 when trailing after 8. That's incorrect. It's now 0-35. They and the Minnesota Twins are the only 2 teams in the sport who have yet to produce a 9th inning comeback. So in other words, they're really, really good at tacking on runs against low-leverage relievers and producing empty comebacks that don't push the tying run across. But when they really, truly need the hits to break through, they fail with relentless inefficiency. He can write. That's a well-written email. And he's right. This is exactly who they are. They're a hollow, gutless, spineless, borderline talentless organization. That is what they are. They've been built to lose, and they play like it. They do just enough at the end of a game against scrubs to make the score look respectable, but they almost always lose.
And now Marcelo Meyer's hurt as well?
Allegedly.
When he had started to just produce at least a little bit? What are your thoughts there, man? When you say allegedly, why can you say allegedly?
Because, again, I'm not sure I fully believe it. I wonder. Like, again, and I'm sorry, until the young guys prove to me that they have their heads screwed on right and that they can either play hurt or aren't, going out and enjoying the nightlife and haven't figured out the balance of being a professional athlete or a professional ball player, I refuse to give them the benefit of the doubt on anything. 2 nights ago, Meyer hit a home run against a left-handed pitcher, which you mentioned on the air yesterday, and was the only run that the Red Sox produced. Last night, he hit a 2-run double down the line. Ball was close, but it was fair. He hit a 2-run double. It was a big hit in the game, and all of a sudden you look at it and say, hey, maybe the kid's about to get hot. Notice how I don't say about to turn it around and become a star.
Right.
But he's getting hot. He's swinging a better bat, had a couple of big hits. Then they're going in for the series finale. And, they were competitive in the second game of the series. I would say less so in the first game, but whatever. Now you're coming to the series finale. You're trying to avoid a sweep. It's a day game. He wakes up with neck and back spasms. So now me being me, the popular nightlife destination down there is Ybor City. Have you ever heard of Ybor City?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm not sure how many people have, and but it's a fun spot. It's a nice spot in the Tampa area. You can go out and have some fun. Day game after a night game, the guy's swinging a hot bat. He's not in the lineup the next day with neck and back spasms. The timing of it doesn't sit with me. Now, I might be wrong, might be legitimate. Maybe he couldn't do anything to get loose. But I would say 23-year-old guy or however old he is who's swinging a hot bat, final day of a road trip, and you might be getting hot, find a way to get in the lineup. Find a way to get in there. Do whatever you have to do. Take whatever balm or rub or massage or anything to minimize the pain and get on the field. Spasms.
As John Germain there, our buddy at Boston Sports Inf, tweeted or emailed us, Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer, since being recalled last season, total number of Red Sox games and then their actual games played, whether that be due to injury or manager's decision. Roman Anthony, 22 years old. Team has played 161 games since he's been recalled. He's played 101 of them, only 62% of them. Marcelo Meyer, at 23 years old, the team has played 176 games since he's been recalled. He's played only 103 of them, 58% of them. These guys are out there about half the time.
Yeah, 60% of the time. And that's, really like max. It's a coin flip to whether or not they can be in the lineup. And so, look, part of being a professional, in fact, I would say, Mike, what's the most underrated stat in sports? Games played. Games played. It's posting. And so for all the grief that we give Tatum and Brown, you don't often hear us say that they don't post.
Right.
Tatum in particular.
Definitely.
The only games that Tatum has missed in his career have become because he ruptured his Achilles. Tatum plays a lot. Jaylen Brown, for the most part, plays a lot. And I think some of the games he missed this year were managed. I think that those were just them trying to keep him off his legs. These guys don't know how to grind. And the sport, by definition, is a grind. That's what it is. You have to play every day for 6 months. You basically get 2 or 3 days off a month. Maybe it's 3 or 4 now. But whatever, you get the idea. The whole point is when you're not feeling great or you're tired or you're run down or you hit it hard the night before, it doesn't matter. You got to be in the lineup. You got to play. It has value to the team. It has value to the manager. And it has changed over the years because not as many guys play 162 anymore. In fact, no one does. But you should come in at 145, 150. And I don't know if these guys want to do it. They can do it. I'm not sure they want to do it.
Finally, Murray has a take from something Rob Bradford across the street wrote yesterday. Murray says in his email, this paragraph from the Bradford article is damning, and the paragraph is this, quote, the Red Sox have come to the realization that all those projections and models that greased the skids for Cora and his crew exiting the equation were probably flawed. Quote, this has become a definition of insanity situation. Murray, your thoughts on that?
If his internal projections and his geek models have built-in design flaws, then both long and short-term decisions are based on them. The organization has wasted the time with this guy. It's time to pull the plug on Craig Breslow. It's not going to get better. You've now had 3 years. Let's end it, especially before the trade deadline. You're going to start making moves, and you're going to hopefully be getting a decent enough return if you're going to move on from someone like Aroldis Chapman or whoever else happens to be on this roster that you can get a good return for. He can't be the one handling it, not based on his stupid models. This guy's got to go. Again, I'd love ownership to sell and be, have a new ownership. That's not going to happen. But something more realistic is to move on from Craig Breslow and maybe try to right the ship a little bit.
Murray's right. I mean, what possible faith could you have in Breslow's ability to construct a team and understand what its capabilities and limitations are? Because in spring training, I go back to that comment that we played in spring training when Cora was asked about the team and didn't say anything about the offense. He talked about, we can pitch and play defense. You do that, you should have a chance every night. He said nothing about the offense. And I remember that day, the first thing you said was he hates their offense.
Yeah.
Okay? And I think it was apparent that Cora looked at it and said, this team's not going to hit. And my guess is that Cora said something about it internally and they ignored it and said, no, we'll be fine. The young guys will grow. And this is Breslow. I think this is Breslow's part of the problem. That he looked at it and said, no, the numbers are based on the projections, these guys will develop and will score more runs than you think. And he was wrong. He was really wrong.
So annoying. After last year, not only are you not going to take the next step, you're going to have a completely useless tune-out baseball season.
Yep.
Which we've sort of figured out a while ago, but I don't know. In the back of your mind, you just wonder, is it possible? It is just May, June, but no, now it's 12 games under 500.
Yeah, for the first time since COVID.
Like that wild card number is just so useless when you're 12 games under 500. I mean, you're not going to make the playoffs under 500. I mean, has there ever been, even with the third wild card, an under 500 wild card team?
I don't think so.
Was Arizona like 84 wins?
Something like, I want to say like 83, maybe even 82, but I don't think they were underwater.
You're not making the postseason underwater. Someone's going to have a 500 record. So forget about the wild card games behind. Look at under 500. You have to be a 500 baseball team to be taken seriously. They're 12 games under 500, man.
Arizona went 84 and 78.
Yeah, I thought it was 84 was the low water mark.
And if I remember correctly, the Cardinals in 06 won 83.
Yeah, so the lowest ever is the 2005 Padres, who finished 82 and 80.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it. You can't. You're not going to make the playoffs under. I don't care how bad the American League is. That third wild card team is going to be 500.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you got to be, and really, it's 7 or 8 games over at a minimum. You got to
maybe not this year, but you have to be. You're 12 games under 500.
Yeah, I just mean as a rule. Typically, even this year's an aberration. You're still going to commit at 82, 83.
Okay, so there's a Red Sox minute for you. Back to your calls on everything right after these words.
Felger and Maz continue on the Sports Hub.
Teams hate dealing with the Red Sox. They said it's just very tough to deal with Breslow. But when you talk to GMs around the game, they said it's just very tough to deal with the Red Sox and Greg Breslow in particular. If they're really going for it, they did a poor job because the Yankees got a whole lot better. Blue Jays got better. I think they're going to be on the outside looking in. They may be sitting home and the Texas Rangers take their place as that wild card team.
Teams hate dealing with the Red Sox and hate dealing with Craig Breslow.
True.
So they're going to try and peel their way out of this. The guy that has to make all the deals the rest of the league doesn't like dealing with.
Yep.
So you have that going for you, which is nice.
No, that's a strong asset. Good. They're in a good bargaining position going into the deadline.
Thoughts on this? Done some hockey. Again, the state of soccer in this city and this country as the World Cup begins tomorrow. It's been one of the things that we've been hitting on. Back to you on everything. Tom and Quincy, how you feel about the Red Sox right about now, Tommy?
Honest to God, guys, this season's so pathetic. The only reason I tune in is to get the historically bad stat on how bad they really are. So, in the past few weeks, we kept getting the ones that's like, oh, it's the worst team in 75 years, worst team in 100 years, blah, blah, blah. Today, my favorite one was first time since 1901, 125 years. The top three in the lineup went 0 for 9 with 9 strikeouts in the first 9 at-bats.
Very good.
So that was one. And then they told me that they were 1 in 35 down by 2 runs, never come back once in this season. They come back from a 2-run deficit. Then they said, oh, yeah, and by the way, 0 for 27 when they're down by 3 runs. So what they do in these games like today, when they got absolutely shut down by Rasmussen, 13 strikeouts in 7 innings, 6 innings, wherever it was, all they do is they make these late runs, and there's these garbage time home runs and these garbage time, offense. And all these people, well, see, they have it in them. They just, to start the game, they're soft, they're slow, and they just can't get going. They can't get going because the lineup sucks. And they're telling me now, 125 years, this is how bad they are. So the only reason I tune in, and I watch every game that I possibly can, I missed last night because my daughter graduated. I still got text the whole time. Tom, this sucks. You're on your own. This is your team. I'm like, no. I'm at my daughter's graduation party. I haven't seen a single pitch. But now I just expect, when I'm not actually watching the game at home, that I'm just going to get updated the entire time I'm out on how historically bad they are yet again.
I'm going to let you go, Tommy.
They're in the running again for the #1 pick. If you care about that, they're only 3 games behind in that race. So they're closing in. I mean, they picked up ground. They're 3 games behind the Rockies. That's going to be a tough pull, but I give them a shot. I think they got a chance in that one.
We had a caller before saying he's not enjoying the Stanley Cup Finals and doesn't like Sean McDonough. Go ahead, Ed in Jamaica Plain. Thoughts on that comment?
I love Sean McDonough, and when he does college football or college basketball or whatever he does, it becomes important. And not only that, if you're a really good fan, he's really first class.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think Sean McDonough has been excellent on the hockey, for sure. He's good. He's good at everything, but he's really taken to hockey, which is not an easy thing to do. Nate in Jamaica Plain on this soccer conversation. Go ahead, Nate.
Hey guys, Felger, I appreciate you getting more soccer programming to the show, but I think you're really misguided on a lot of the stuff around the state of
just be quick. Just be quick on how I'm misguided, Nate. I'm misguided, like they're good or something. Have I missed it? They're actually good.
You're right about the state of the MLS, but you're incorrectly conflating the MLS with the success of the national team. You said we had this nice little team a few years ago. We're far better than we were in the Donovan Dempsey era.
Oh, we are?
Yes. Pulisic, Weah, McKinney, Adams, those guys play at top-tier
let's see.
European clubs.
Let's see.
Yeah. I agree. But I think my issue is that you're conflating the MLS with the national team. These guys with the national team, they lead the MLS at 15, 14, 16. The shortcomings of the MLS really have little to do with the national team.
I'm not conflating anything. I don't think the MLS is a bad league. I can't watch it. And I am conflating the two because it's the state of the sport in this country. And it's from my seat. So as a soccer fan or a would-be, want-to-be soccer fan, club and country, I would like to have a good local club in a league that I can access that's worth watching, and then the national team on top of it for club and country, the whole thing. So, yes, I do conflate it. Why can't I combine those two? As a would-be, want-to-be soccer fan, I'm not allowed to what? How does that make any sense, caller?
He missed your point, because I think your point is about the state of soccer in this country.
I want to be a fan of the sport. To be a fan of the sport, I personally, I can't adopt a European team and get into it. I can't. I've tried. I have no reason to root for Arsenal or Liverpool or Tottenham or Man United or whatever. I can't. I'm just not going to adopt a team. I have no rationale for it. So I want to root for U.S. soccer. That's easy. And then if the Revolution, I've been in Boston longer than the Revolution. I can adopt that as my hometown team. That's fine. I covered it. The first beat I had it as a newspaper writer. I covered the 95 New England Revolution with Alexi Lalas and Frank Stapleton was the coach. They hated each other. It was a fun little thing, actually, to actually cover as your first beat. I'd be a Revolution fan. If the owners invested in the team, I could watch them play on grass in a real stadium with an outfit that actually really cared about winning and then was invested in. So from my seat as a want-to-be soccer fan, it would be important for me that the Revolution were good and a viable product. They are not. They are not a viable product. And 98% of you listening to my voice can't even watch them if you wanted to. So how dumb is that? So I do conflate the two. Well, I don't know why I'm not allowed to. That call pissed me off. Scott in Canton. Go ahead, Scott, on the hockey.
Yes, I thought the Vegas Golden Knights were going to win. And number two, they should have won last night.
I'm not sure Vegas should have won last night.
Oh, I thought they got outplayed last night. They were lucky to be in that game.
Carolina jumped all over them, and I thought Vegas was lucky to be in the game. Exactly.
Yeah, Vegas was chasing the whole night to catch up and stay in that game, which is why I thought, again, just the shot disparity for the majority of the game was in favor of Carolina. Carolina carried the play the majority of that game. It's just that, by the way, how many times has Vegas gotten a guy behind the defense and sent him in alone to score?
I know, it's crazy. Mark Stone last night again?
It's happened over and over again in this series.
Yeah, Marner's
Yeah, Carolina keeps having breakdowns there that allows people to get behind the defense. But that aside, they when it was 3-1, 2-0, I thought it was over. Then it was 2-1. Then they got it to 3-1. I thought, well, now it's over. They're not coming back from that the way this game's going. And again, they came back and tied it. So, but to me, Carolina, that should have never been a game.
Rocco in the car, quick.
Hello.
Rocco, go ahead, please.
Yes. So just two things about the USA national team and MLS. First, in MLS, right? The product is getting better, especially because the Germans have the fingerprints all over MLS. And next year they're converting to the European schedule and, regulation with the USL. So it's getting better. It's going to take another couple more years. But the skill and the talent is getting better in MLS. With the USA national team, they're not going to win a World Cup in the next 60 years. Some people say 100 years. And the reason why, I'm going to tell you this, and people are going to get mad, it's the parents. The parents don't want these kids growing up here, their second, third generation kids playing for USA national. They want them to go abroad, wherever their blood is from, South America, European, if they're good enough to make the national team. There's a kid from Connecticut that plays in the under-21 Italy team. Why does he not play for America?
Okay,
it's the parents.
Okay, how good is he? Italy kid doesn't even qualify anymore. I don't think that's it. I mean, how many, Rocco, of those kids you're talking about who could be declared as American soccer players but go play for their international country? How many are those? Are we missing them?
No, it doesn't feel like many.
Do we have elite soccer players that have a choice to say, I could play for Team USA or Italy, as he said, or Germany or someone else, and we're losing them? Are there? Do we? I'm asking. I don't feel like that's the issue either.
No, Mike, for the longest time, the issue, I mean, you tell me, you know more about this than I do.
I don't.
Okay, but for the longest time, what I always heard was the issue was the American college system was not good enough to develop these kids, and they needed to, enter the development programs.
Right.
And then that started happening, and some of the kids still went overseas, like Pulisic went overseas. But the idea was that we were getting better. Okay, so now I can't speak.
I don't think the U.S. colleges are good enough still. So I haven't even mentioned the U.S. colleges. It shouldn't be about that. It should be about USA hockey, USA basketball. Okay, basketball's not a great comp because we just have the best basketball players in the world, even though our team style kind of sucks. We're just so individually good at it. But why can't we centralize the soccer development in this country like we have hockey? I mean, I know it's not a perfect comp, but it's kind of a comp. We committed to it in hockey, and you had smart people with resources behind it centralize the development program. And now high school kids go to this training center in Michigan, and they kind of go to school, but they really just train to become hockey players. And now every year, American-born hockey players out of this National Development Program are being drafted in the top 10. They're winning Stanley Cups. They're winning gold medals. Like, we did the thing. We haven't quite caught Canada. They're still better than us, but we closed the gap. We used to be nothing internationally, and now we're legit. We're the second best hockey playing nation in the world because we committed to it. And we don't have a tenth of the amount of hockey players that we have soccer players. We have soccer players all over the place.
It's got to have something to do with the elite athlete. It's got to have something to do with that and the sport they're picking.
I don't think it's that either. I think there's enough elite athletes left over after they go to the NBA and the NHL or the NFL to play soccer. We just are not smart enough and haven't put the resources or the brain power behind it that we should have. We're probably disorganized and have the wrong people running it. Would be my guess. Don't tell me we don't have the athletes to compete with these other countries. We do. We don't have the technical skill because we don't. They're not developed the way they should be developed. Here's Murray's update, and we're right back. Don't go anywhere.
Whee! Goalie fight.
Felger.
Whee! Look at the goalie fight.
Oh,
Maz.
oh my God.
Murray.
He sucks in the playoffs.
That's great. No.
98.5.
Wonderful. Good.
The Sports Hub.
Where do you feel like you've improved the most?
Improve the most? I think that's what you're out here doing. You're still trying to improve. It's hard for me to gauge. I'm just kind of focused day to day and really not trying to pinpoint an area. Trying to get better in all areas. And I think it's hard to pinpoint that. I think one thing is just making the right decision. When the first few seconds I had the ball in my hand, making the right decision, knowing that sometimes incompletions are kind of the best plays, and not trying to hold the ball too long, and kind of get out of the habit of really trying to extend plays just because I feel like I haven't extended a play in a while.
I think he's probably right about that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I like that answer. I mean, that is the number one thing. Get rid of the freaking ball.
Yes.
Pre-snap analysis, get rid of the ball. All the bad stuff with him happened when he held on to the ball too long, and it's really, I'm talking about the fumbles. Like, he didn't throw that many interceptions at the end of the day. What did he finish with, 9 or something like that? So it was the fumbles. Hold on to the effing ball. Get rid of it.
Of which there were 7 in the postseason. He lost 4. So, yeah, that needs to be cleaned up.
Holy crap. How many times did he put the ball on the ground?
7 in the postseason.
Murray just gave them.
Thank you.
So I think he's probably right about that. What are you expecting from Drake Maye this year?
More command of situations. But that. Pre-snap analysis, reading the defense, getting rid of the ball, the decision-making. So if he can do less scrambling, good. That means that he's really taking the next step in being a passer first, getting the ball out on time. Like, the accuracy, I think, is there. The arm strength is there. It's about the processing speed. It's got to get faster.
He going to get better or worse this year?
No, it should be around the same, which is just as good. Like, I don't expect them to be worse. I don't think their record's going to be as good as last year's. But
over, under, second in the MVP voting.
Under.
So he was second last. So he's going to regress there. Over, under 72% completion percentage, led the league.
Under.
Yeah.
So that sounds
by
like
a tick, maybe under.
Get worse. Yards 43.94. Over. Under.
I'm going to say over on that.
31 touchdowns. Over. Under.
Over.
Okay, he was at 31 last year.
So that number should go up.
8 interceptions.
8, huh? Wow, that's low.
Good number.
It is a good number. It's a really good number.
That'll go up.
When you add the fumbles, though, the turnovers were still...
Okay, but can you see a scenario where his rating actually comes down a little, but we look at him and say he's improved?
Quarterback rating 113.5.
No way he does that.
Led the league.
No way he does that.
So that little exercise there was meant to convey he could statistically take a step back this year.
And be better.
In fact, I expect him to. I just think the games are going to be harder. The schedule's harder. The whole thing's going to be harder. Film's out on you. The whole thing. And the film's out on your offensive line, which I think, you have the right to think it might be better. But then again, the team's going to be targeting you and targeting your weak spots. And Seattle showed where they are, and et cetera, et cetera. So I think the team's going to have a tougher go of it. He's going to have a tougher go of it.
So you know what my answer would be?
14 wins, 72% completion percentage, 113.5 quarterback rating, number 2 in the MVP vote. He's not going up from that, folks. I'm sorry.
No, again, but those are just raw numbers. I'd like to see him play better against good defenses. Can I put it?
That's a good one.
Can I say it that way?
Sure.
That I want to see him be able to handle good defenses better than he did a year ago. Because those numbers that you rattle off, those season numbers are obviously tremendous. But they played garbage. They did. They played a garbage schedule. So he could get better, and those numbers could come down because he's going up against better competition. In other words, if he finishes with a rating of 99.5 with 34 touchdowns and 12 picks in the same yardage, I would say he had a better year.
Yeah, the numbers don't need to be gaudy. It'll be one of those you know it if you see it type things.
Absolutely. And I think that's where we're going to be. You're going to be seeing the win total come down for the team, his statistical performance come down, which I fully expect, and I think it's just sort of that's in the natural ebb and flow of the league. It's how it works. Unless you've established yourself as Brady and the Patriots and Mahomes in Kansas City, and then you can expect that top level every year. But when you first emerge, I mean, Brady took a step back in year 2 as a starter, and the team did as well. And I think that just happens to most teams. It may not have happened to Kansas City, but it happens to most teams. And I expect it to happen to this one. But I still think he's going to be an elite quarterback, and he's going to lead you to a lot of wins, and it's going to be really good. It's just, I just can't imagine he's going to match some of those statistical markers from last year. It's just, that's too high of a level to maintain against that schedule. It's too hard.
His rating was almost 115. Is that what you said? 113.6?
113.5. And again, if that's in bold on Pro Football Reference, that led the league. He led the league in completion percentage, yards per attempt, adjusted yards per attempt. Go F yourself. I don't even know what that means. Quarterback rating. The QBR stat. I don't even know, again, what that means. Net yards gained per pass attempt. Adjusted net yards per pass attempt. Again, go F yourself. Pro Bowl, AP, second team All-Pro, second in the MVP voting. AP Offensive Player of the Year, 5th, it's not really a quarterback thing. Anyway.
You know how many times Brady had a rating of 113.5?
I don't think ever.
Once. 2007. When he threw 50 touchdown passes. That's it. That's the only time he ever got over that number. Once. He's got no shot at doing that.
No, it's not.
Again.
And it's okay. Like, it's okay to say he's going to take a step back, in a respect. I think he's going to take a step. He's not going to go up from there. But the thing that you said, I'll take more game management skills. I'll take, making this right play, the right read, taking care of the ball when it matters most to win a game. Like, that's the stuff I care about. I don't even know what his numbers were. I only gave them to you because they're in front of me. I just called him up to do this exercise. I could give two poops what his numbers are.
He kind of got manhandled against good defenses. I felt like, certainly in the playoffs. Their offense sucked in the playoffs. I'm sorry. He wasn't very good. So you were gone.
He was hurt.
Okay, but, he still sucked in the playoffs with the exception of the one game that he was pretty good. He made some big throws in the Houston game. I'll give him that one. But I think you were away during this. I said that he sucked in the playoffs, and that sent a bunch of people's panties to roll up in a bunch.
617-779-0985. We'll do it again.
He did, though. He sucked in the playoffs.
People thought he was good?
Some.
I thought he was banged up, is what I thought happened.
Okay, whatever it was, he wasn't good. I'm not judging the injury solely on that or whatever. I'm just telling you.
I don't know how you could say that he was.
He was what? Good?
Yeah, right.
I agree.
How would you argue that?
No, I
don't know if I'd say he sucked, but he wasn't good.
Well, I would say he sucked. So I'm sticking with that.
Okay, we can circle back to that if you all prefer. Either way, long commercial-free segment comes your way next. We'll take your phone calls. Don't go anywhere. Sean and Lawrence. Go, Sean.
You keep saying, I didn't actually watch the game, whether it's Patriots, Celtics, Bruins, whatever. Isn't your job as a talk show host to actually watch sports?
So I would say my job is to get you to listen.
That is the job.
Mission accomplished.
Take this job and shove. Felger and Maz, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
The best thing about him, he's been a winner. He knows what it's like to win, and he's had something in that room that you really, we're kind of looking for, and I think that's the best thing. I think Steph provided it for us last year, and there's been guys that are growing in their roles, but just coming in with that stature and his ability and his size, and just the respect that you walk in there with that kind of Steph had. AJ's got it too.
Yeah, he should make him a better quarterback. Yes, it gives him a guy he can go to in certain matchups. Sure. I think that there's a chance there's a ripple effect on some of the other receivers in that group, too, and the pass catchers, I should say, because Hunter Henry should be a guy that, if he gets, it can be more of a true receiving tight end, can get favorable matchups.
So we have mentioned this before as well. Steph Diggs last year, 85 catches, 1,000 yards. A.J. Brown, over, under 85 catches?
Under.
1,000 yards?
Over.
I would say just over. Similar to Diggs.
Touchdowns, 4.
Over.
Better be over. That's
the big one.
That better be the difference.
Yeah, that's the one where he should beat Diggs handily.
Okay. Mix in Drake Maye with our Red Sox conversation, our World Cup conversation. We hit on the hockey. We can do Game 4 of the NBA Finals tonight. That should be a big one. Hit on that as well. We start with some Mike Vrabel and Christian Gonzalez stuff. All that's on the board. There's one itsy-bitsy little open line if you want it at 617-779-0985. Bill in the car on Drake Maye. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, guys, just want to keep the conversation going here. So with the talent, you started kind of stealing my thunder. With the talent they brought in, you've got Dobbs, you've got Brown, you've got Henry, you got Pop Douglas, and you got your pick of Stevenson or Henderson.
Pop Douglas?
At the same time.
Go ahead.
Yeah, Pop Douglas, he gets open. These guys
he doesn't.
get open, and Drake is super accurate. So how are you going to defend that? Who do you double?
How could you possibly defend Pop Douglas, Maz?
Seriously.
Play zone is
exactly.
one way to do it.
Yeah, because he can't figure that one out.
He doesn't know where to go.
Pop Douglas.
How do you defend Pop Douglas?
God, please stop. We're making a reasonable argument until you get to Pop Douglas. And then it went right out the freaking window. By the way, I still don't know that they have, and I'm just giving you my 2 cents, that what I would call a true number one. Brown has been that in his career. I don't know if he still is, but that's okay. I can live without it. If you just start with Brown, Dobbs, Hunter Henry, give me Matt Collins as a fourth guy. You have enough. You got plenty. It should help.
He's got enough.
Yes. He's got enough. That should be plenty.
And the line should be better, too. If this were played in a vacuum, you have every right to say everything's going to be better. It's not played in a vacuum. You're playing against better competition with a tougher road, with a tougher schedule. Everyone's going to be out after you. Everyone's going to be gunning for you. The tape is out on you. That's going to be coming. You're going to face adversity this year that you just didn't face last year. And the injury luck is, hard to predict, but hard to imagine you're going to be as healthy as you were last year. It's going to be a whole different ball game this year, I think. And I think they do well just to make the playoffs, frankly. Derek in Foxborough on our soccer conversation. Hi, Derek.
Yeah, so I totally agree with you that MLS has really kind of run the league into the ground here. But, I mean, the reason the games on Apple TV is the same reason the NFL Thursday games on Amazon. Owners like Kraft just sold out.
Well, Derek, that's a good comp. That's a good comp. The NFL and MLS.
Apple's paying them $3 billion
so what?
For that package.
It hasn't grown the game.
I know, but do you think Kraft cares about growing the game? They just want to pocket Apple's money. ESPN's not going to pony up $3 billion.
Shame on them.
A niche sport like soccer in America.
Shame on them.
I know. I agree. That's why I'm saying it's on the owners. Blame Kraft. Blame whoever the MLS commissioner is. That's on them.
I do. I definitely blame Kraft for the state of soccer in this town. Absolutely. Been a lousy steward for that franchise.
His point is right, though, Mike. They took the money.
Yeah, they took the money. Yeah, and also everyone thinks that's where it is. It's the internet. You got to go on the internet. Got to go on the internet. Got to go behind a paywall. Got to go, where to say that the NFL does it too. Well, yeah. We've shown, and the league is in such a place, the NFL is, that we will pay to watch that game, and we will go wherever we'll complain about it. But at the end of the day,
but you'll find it.
We're going to find it because we have to watch that game. I don't have to watch the effing MLS. If it were on over-the-air TV, I'm a kind of guy, I don't go home, I don't watch TV shows. I'm just that guy. I just want a ball bouncing across my screen. I'm that guy. Dork. Sports dork. And if I used to watch them on NBC Sports Boston, if it were on and the Brewers weren't playing, there weren't a baseball game, and there was nothing going on, I would just put on the soccer. I would. And certainly, if you were playing Messi, or if you were any good in a game that mattered, I'd watch it. I'd have it on. I did. I would. F you if you think I'm going to go behind the Apple TV Plus. Out of here with that. But if the football game's on that, then yeah, I'm compelled to. I'll complain about it, and I'll kick and scream about it, but I'll do it. So you can't compare the two. The MLS is in a place where, they bit their nose off to spite their face. Yeah, you made a couple extra bucks by going on the internet. Good for you. You haven't grown the game. The casual fans, the would-be fans, like me, don't watch your sport anymore. And now you have you have the most bankable star on the planet, and you can't watch him on TV.
No, from that standpoint, they did. They made a short-sighted decision.
You are not going to break me off of that belief. That is colossally stupid, and they know it, by the way. Because I've read up on it a little bit. When they first did the deal with Apple TV Plus, all the soccer people in America are like, well, how's it doing? How's it doing? How's it doing? And is it Don Garber, whoever the commissioner was there, was like really cagey. And the league was really sort of obtuse about the numbers and the subscription numbers and the viewership numbers. And they weren't really transparent about it. They weren't really telling you what they were because they had to lie because they knew they had screwed the pooch, that they weren't getting viewership, they weren't getting subscriptions like they thought they would. And I don't care if their subscriptions justify it. You've lost eyeballs of what you could have had. And for a sport that's trying to grow, I can't reiterate enough what a mistake I think that was. We have an hour to go on this, the baseball, everything else that we just talked about. It's up to you. You control the final hour. Here's Murray's 90-second update, no commercials.